Hello guys, it's Mike here. Today's video is, it came in as a request from a few friends and they asked, what would you recommend we buy if you're just started getting into DIY like I did about a year ago? So today, my recommendations are gonna be purely based on my experience and what I think that you should buy in order of like precedence. You know, it'll help you out a lot. And these purchases is gonna be like group purchases. It's gonna be the first 6 purchase I think you should make. All right, let's get to it. So first, starting off, we have. I think everyone should have one of those ultra tool set in their garage, right? Whether you work wood, metal, it doesn't matter. You should have one of these. As you can see, this box says it has about 110 pieces in it. All right. Then next group of purchase I think you should make is to have a leveler, right? A box cutter, and some rulers. Now, the great thing about these rulers are the fact that you see it has a little bit of edging into it. So like, let's say if you were measuring something, right, on a board or plastic, whatever, you put it at the bottom of it, you see, it will stop right there. And then it will allow you to make a very straight, like draw a very straight line to the measurements you want. And plus, it has a little leveler in it too. All right. Now, I recommend you get yourself one of these nice professional tape measures. This was given to me by a friend of mine at the Home Depot. Now, if you look closely, right, it has all the measurements like the eighths and stuff like that. Nothing says professional, even when you just started yesterday, when you measure something and you say it was 4 foot, 5 inches, and 3/8. See how easy, like cool that sounds? You don't have to know exactly what that is, but you know what? When you measure it with something like that, it tells you, okay? Now, that was for the second set, okay? The third set of purchase I think one should do, right, is to get ourselves some clamps. First now, I have myself a small clamp. There are ones that are even smaller than that, and there are other types of clamps that are band clamps, but these are like a little bit more advanced, all right? And then I got this medium, right? It's pretty good. Actually, this goes back right here. I'm gonna put everything back into place where they go. Yeah. And then I consider this a medium long type of clamp. You know, I don't have a really long clamp yet because there are ones that are about as tall as I am, you know? And then I said third, right? I think the fourth purchase you should do is to go to your local harbor store, like it could be Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, Harbor Freight, you know, and there are brands that sell a package deal kind of like this. You see, I go with Ryobi because I love the color scheme, but that's just my preference. You can get the Craftsman, Bosch, whatever, right? So, like I said, they have deals that go like this, and the bag will have like 6 tools, right? And I think this bag was about $200 plus, and it'll have things, most of them will have these two, which is a regular drill and an impact driver, right? And then next you're gonna have the very useful oscillating tool. All right, there are plenty of videos online on YouTube that shows you how various different ways to use them and different blades in their purpose, okay? And then this bag, it had a blower, kind of like a leaf blower, but small. You can clean the deck of your workshop and everything. And then reciprocating saw is the last one from the bag, and that completes number 4, the 4th purchase. Okay. And then I think the 5th purchase should be a drilling and driving kit. Now, just by staring at this, it speaks for itself. You never know what type of job you're gonna get, what type of project you're gonna be doing. You know, it's good to have all types of screws, adapters, you know, and there's even like a hole puncher thingy in there. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and next I'm gonna move to the first big machine I think you should buy. All right. Okay, so the last number 6, purchase number 6, I think you should do is a combination of a miter saw with a mechanical quad pod or legs for the miter saw. Make sure when you buy the miter saw, it says compound miter saw. Why? Because you can do something like this. All right. Some of you that's been on my channel from day one may notice that the first miter saw I had was static. It couldn't slide forward and backwards. Now, why is this useful? Because, like, let's say you cutting here, right? And what you cutting is like about this big. So now you have an issue. You cannot fully cut what you were cutting. But with this, you can slide forward and still be able to catch it and push it back as you make your cut. And this one, it can tilt to, it can do the 45-degree angle tilt. Here, you can also rotate it 45 degree as well, just like the other one, both sides. You know, and it's easier to stop. And this version, this model, it comes with, I say a lumbar clamp. You see, that's useful for, like, let's say you have let's say a 2x4, right? That's 8 foot long, and you only cutting about maybe 2 to 3 inches out of it, right? And the cut you're making, you're coming from that side. So even this side, perhaps. So when you put it in, you're only cutting 2 inches out of it. What you do is once you find your measurements where you're gonna cut at, you put this and you screw it down and clamp it down. So that way, you know, your lumber doesn't fall off. Now, for the kickstand, this kickstand not only is sturdy and reliable, but it also has a stop block function. You see? Now, stop blocks are useful if you're making multiple cuts. Like, let's say you have a piece of lumber, you know, a 2x2, 1x4, whatever, and you're making like 50 cuts at, I don't know, 10, 15 inches or whatever, right? And let's say once you reach here, like once you cut the first piece of lumber, you mark it, right? Boom. You mark it, you make your cut. You go like, okay, I got my lumber at 15 inches. And what you're gonna do is you open the blade, right? You put the blade down, you take that lumber you just cut at 15 inches, right? And you move this backward. And then you slam this in the back of the wood, right? Once you slam it in the back of the wood, you're like, okay, this is where it's at. Not really slam it hard, just like make sure it's tight. And once it's there, you're like, okay, this is my measurement. So what you're gonna do is let go, right? Take the first cut you made, and then every other cut after that, you just slide it gently. Don't push too hard, right? You slide it gently. Once it stops, that's why they call it a stop block. And this has multiple, like you can adjust the height as well. You see? And once you do that, you slide it here, boom, you make continuous multiple cuts. All right, I'm Smart Plymouth. These were my recommendations for your starter kit. Please let me know if that was useful. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a blessed day. Thank you.